Turns out Richarlison is not shit.
No.
And Tottenham aren't shit. And maybe this season maybe has been shit. But I guess it goes back to expectations, Will. Everyone thought they were going to win it this year. Dark horses. When is the last time a dark horse has actually done anything?
Well, every dark horse we've ever backed has absolutely fallen apart.
Is the definition of a dark horse someone who, might do well or better than you expect, or is it someone who you wouldn't expect to win but does win? Because I can't think of many examples, and I'm an encyclopedia of knowledge. You know that, Will.
Mm-hmm.
I know everything about everything.
Yep.
I can't think of a single example of a dark horse ever winning. So therefore,
I was going to say Leicester were probably a dark horse, but they weren't. No one that year was like, you need to keep an eye on the Leicester.
No.
Everyone was like, you're mental.
There's definitely never been a 5,000 to 1 dark horse. That's not how that works.
That is not a dark horse.
They were unsuspecting winners, but no, they were like back the pack. They were the 1,000 to 1, 5,000 to 1 Grand National winners rather than dark horse. But Richarlison comes back with a vengeance to get 1 assist in a otherwise shit season for himself.
And I mean, that is man management. You come out there and you say, hey, this season is shit and I hate my manager. The next day the manager says, I'm not shit, you've been shit. And then he fucking has the best game he's had so far this season. That's how you do it.
I'll show you.
Yeah, what an idiot. He fell right into his hand. You shouldn't take that. He said you were shit. You should never play for him again.
Yeah, it was shrewd by Conte. It's like, he's right. It has been a shit season for him. Oh, mind games.
He's done me. I better go score now.
Yeah, well, I'll show him. Watch this. It'd be funny now if Richarlison came out with another injury going, now who's shit?
No, honestly, that is nonsense. Nonsense. All nonsense.
They say many garbage things.
You don't know what you're going to get.
Melodrama upon melodrama! This is a utter, shameful, disgraceful piece of nonsense!
He was miles off it yesterday.
You'll learn a lot more if you listen rather than talk all
Plenty
the
of
time.
time, no problem.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to a No Nonsense podcast with Carl and Will. Well, I complained last week that Sky Sports don't do enough analysis for me. The only person I can rely on is Match the Day to break it down for me, and then I can come back here and with some kind of insight. Well, this week that was gone too.
Yeah, we got what we wished for. We said, what's the point in all this? What if we just watch the games and show me the goals and stuff? And then that happened, and everyone thought, this is awful. This is not real. This is soulless.
Well, you haven't been watching the people on tour that I've been watching, Will. The Tories, I think they're called.
Yeah, I saw that guy who was like, all of the goals left in.
What was that?
It was one of the Tories he put up on Twitter. He said, this is probably the best episode of Match of the Day there's ever been. And he's like listing off everything good about it. And one of his bullet points was, all of the goals left in.
Oh, right. Because I think I did see a couple of ones. And the thing with Twitter is that there's so much parody. If you're a couple hours too late, it's going to be awash with like people making fun of people and like subtweeting other people, and like you're out of the loop. But I did see that guy. He had a lot of emojis in his tweet. Is that the guy?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I did. I saw there's like best episode of Match Today ever. I was like, here we go. It was. I mean, it's highlights. So how is this? I did say. I think it was Darragh Breen retweeted it, and they went, "Yes," as all soccer fans say. I love that episode of Match of the Day.
Darragh Breen's been on fire. He had another great one as well. Where did you see that episode of Match of the Day from this week? Got 500,000 extra viewers than it usually would, or than it did from last week. And Darragh Breen said the episode where Gary Lineker was in his boxers got an extra 1 million viewers. I don't think it's sustainable though, lads.
Yeah.
It's just the morbid curiosity of like, this sounds like it's going to be a train wreck.
Yeah, well, that's it. Everyone wants to see like what they're going to do, like because you heard first Gary Lineker was stepped down, and then it was against his will. Then he was stepped down. Then Ian Wright and Alan Shearer, the two, I would say, the biggest stars next to Gary Lineker. That's the A team: Lineker, Shearer, Wright, and it worked because they all had respect for each other's careers. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
There's no condescension to, because if you condescend to me, it's like, okay, well, remember who you're talking to. And then all of them can say the same to each other. It's like, listen, man, like, you were good, but, you know, I could go toe to toe with you. You know, in our prime, it'd be hard to pick any of those lads, you know, and leave one. Like, you know, those like bench one, play one, sell one, like that. Like, oh, man, right, he'd be a great man on the dressing room, but I mean, Shearer he will score every penalty. He will not miss, you know. But Lineker's already booked. No, so like, they all work together because they're all very funny. They all have the same level of respect. So when they all said, "No, we're boycotting this whole Joker thing," then it was like, okay, right. Well, who's going to come in? Jermaine Genius? Is he going to cross the picket line? You know?
Did you see his tweet about it?
No, fuck no.
Oh man, our boy Jermaine Genius put up an amazing tweet. It's something to the effect of, "I wasn't scheduled to be on tonight, but if I was, I would have turned down the opportunity in solidarity."
Oh my God.
I wasn't asked to be on, but if I was, I would have said no.
I mean, you know what? Usually I'd be happy to go at Jermaine Genius because I'm like, oh, stop trying to bandwagon
He means
off
well.
the other people's like fight, you know. But at the same time, I think the internet is in a way that if he didn't say something, people would be saying, "You're a Tory. You used to be one of us. Now you've gone to their side." You know, if you say nothing, it's like you're either it's very much like with us or against us. So you have to like state what side do you want, Jermaine? You know, it's like obviously the good side. Well, say it then. You know. What about you, Gabby Logan? What about you, huh? Are you waiting in the wings?
I can't believe the final score voice guy even said no.
Yeah.
That's really, it's like the Avengers of punditry.
Yeah. He'd be Hawkeye in that situation, I think. I'll tell you what.
And also me, the final score man, I'm not good. Everyone is like, oh, I thought they were kind of done like in the morning or something.
Yeah, I thought that was pre-recorded, but I guess he's there with them in studio.
Live in the booth.
But I guess the graphic designers or the videographers, I mean, the probably unpaid interns didn't get to boycott. They had to put up the graphics. They just did the highlights basically, which the only thing is, it's like, you know, people were saying, oh, the viewership is down anyways because Sky Sports just do the scores. Like, I mean, it's grand, but like, I wouldn't watch all the scores.
No.
I wouldn't watch all the Sky Sports highlights. I'd probably watch the Arsenal ones. If there was a good game like City, Liverpool or something like that, I would watch it.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to watch the Brighton Fulham highlights. You know?
Yeah.
But
I need that given to me in a tight package with a little bit of here's what was good, here's what was bad, here's what we think will happen next week. That's perfect.
And again, like, say if there's a red card or a contentious decision that goes on in a game like that, I don't care if it's on a highlight, in a 2-minute highlight on my phone. But if you have Danny Murphy talking about it, saying, listen, for me, it wasn't. And then you have someone else going, wait, or Dion Dublin saying, well, hang on, you know. And they go, well, I remember you were playing, you the exact same thing. And so, you know, but they make it some ways entertaining, you know, like to kind of beef up these kind of other highlights. That's what makes the show. I mean, obviously, yeah, I'll watch Liverpool City. I'll watch, you know, Arsenal Man United, of course. In any way, I'll watch that. But I mean, it's the other games that you need the kind of the surrounding with it. So, yeah. I mean, look, I don't think it was a case of like, this is a good time to put the kibosh on match today after 100 years. But
finally, I've been waiting to get rid of that fucking shot.
Yeah, it's all bringing.
Imagine anyone who likes football being like, I wish that was gone.
Oh, thank God, you know.
And also, I do think Match of the Day deserve credit because one thing they do, which is something we criticize Sky Sports a lot for, they're not the full circus whenever there's a result or anything like that. Like,
no.
The bias isn't anything close to what it is when they have the United versus Liverpool team on Sky Sports or anything like that.
Yeah.
So I do. It'd be a huge miss if there was that kind of show just gone, because then all you have is the circus.
All you have is fan TV. Then, you know, really.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the beauty of it being a public broadcaster. That, like, and I'm pretty sure that, like, it does make money for them. It is a profit generator for them. But like, it's just like, even the shows, like RT gets criticized a lot for like not having enough. I guess it's a small population of people, and it's hard to get like good shows, and it's hard to fund the making good shows. But like, you know, even if it was the case where, you know, it's not making money because it's a public broadcaster, it doesn't have to make money straight away. like say Sky Sports, they're competing big time with BT because it's subscription based. So it's like, right, we need to change up the thing. Maybe it's fan TV we need to do. So they push that and they bring on, Daniel Sturridge and Mick Richards in the one studio. It's like, why are these two lads on us?
They saw all the Daniel Sturridge videos over the World Cup and went, get him in.
Yeah. Whereas the BBC kind of like, okay, well, let's stick with this, neutral approach. And yeah, if 5 years down the road, it's changed so much that we have to change it, then we can change it. But they're not like bound to like this competition that like,
no,
we have to beat BT. So it does, I think, sometimes it can create kind of stagnation, but in other times it's good because you get like a constant unbiased. They're not like, there's no knee-jerk reactions and stuff like that,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm saying this as they literally sacked the the presenter after a tweet. But as we discussed on one of the subscription episodes, Will, it's not just one tweet for Gary Lineker.
Yes.
That apparently was the initial word that until they found an agreement on how he represents, himself online. I guess it's like when a player, for example, Will is in a pub and gets his knob out.
Yeah.
Random example.
Yeah, could be anybody.
Could be anybody in the Greater Manchester area who would do that. Okay, it could be someone from Burnley. It could be someone from Manchester United. It could be another club, right? It could be someone from Manchester City. Point being, Will, he's very fast. No, look. The point being that you're representing the club. It's Man City player gets his knob out in a restaurant. It's not.
Yeah, Kyle W gets knob out. No, that's too obvious. Kay Walker gets it out.
Yeah, like, all right, the bit's over. It was Kyle Walker. He got his knob out. Every look it up.
It's on Twitter.
We'll give you 5 minutes. Just type it in there. Kyle Walker incident. It'll come right up. Yeah, save that for later. All right, back to the pod. That's the thing. It's Man City player. Pep is asked about it. Other players be asked about it. Where were you the night of Kyle Walker got his penis out? So when Gary Lineker tweets about the government, I mean, this is here's a no-nonsense special right here, right? This is what I think happened, right? He tweets this out about the government being similar to the German government in the 1930s, right?
Yeah.
He didn't say Nazis. He said similar to the German government in the 1930s, which, as we all know,
could be any German government.
Could be in the one before the Third Reich, the one in 1931. I don't know. That's like I say, it's a government broadcaster, public broadcaster. Yeah. The government, right? Even if they look at Hitler and they go, yeah, that guy was sweet, that's the kind of shit we should be doing. We want to be doing that kind of stuff. You don't want someone saying you're like Nazis, because if you are thinking of doing that, you're going to repackage it as something different. You want to say, oh, no. We turn away refugees and immigrants, but in a good way. You don't want the comparison between you and Nazis ever. So they saw him tweeting. They called up their own branch of TV and said, control your man, or like, there's going to be consequences. And BBC, are thinking about their budget for next year. They're thinking, well, maybe, the sport budget gets cut by a couple of million. I wonder why that happened, So they're on yellow. They're saying, get him off, or he gets sent off completely. That's what they're thinking is. And now they've gone back in it because there's this outrage to it. I don't know. If you're the BBC, you're thinking maybe this government won't be in charge for much longer,
I would say it was pretty nice to see, obviously, the solidarity from like Shearer and everyone. So I think without that, I mean, there's no way he's back. Especially like this quick. Like the only way he is back is with a total like blackout against it, a total standing against it. It was nice to see a nice thing in sport for once, where people were like, no, you know what? I'm on his side. I like that guy.
Yeah, it's hard to know, like, because of England, the Brexit and all that. Like, it was pretty split down the middle. The whole kind of out, in, out. Brexit means Brexit. But, a lot of it was about lies. Like, the bus was the big one.
Yeah.
360 million goes to the EU. Put that in the NHS,
Yeah.
Like, that wasn't true. I mean, technically it was true, but I mean, it wasn't as black and white as that. There's a lot of stuff like that. Oh, this is the EU's fault. I remember my brother sent me a list of like, I think it was like maybe hundreds. I think it was hundreds of articles, all things that were blamed on the EU that were like totally disproven to be the EU's fault.
Yeah.
It's like over 20 odd years of like, it's the EU's fault, the EU's fault, the EU's fault. All these stuff that like wasn't true. It was just like, it was an easy scapegoat. Like, bloody EU taking our money. That's why, we can't give you any.
It's them.
It's
never us.
They used them as a scapegoat for so long. And I think a lot of people didn't realize the feeling in the country of what it was. But again, I'm getting sidetracked. But I'm saying, when stuff like this comes out and he's obviously tweeting back, I don't know who he was even arguing with at the time, to be honest, about the refugees.
Not sure, yeah.
But like, it's hard to know, where it lies. Is it like 50-50 as to, we have too many refugees, or do we not have enough? It's hard to know. Like, I mean, the protest here, it seems to be very much weighted in the majority are kind of like, those lads are lunatics, and honestly, they're ill-informed. They don't know what they're talking about when they're saying Ireland's full,
Yeah.
I don't know what's like in England. I would imagine it's probably similar, and that's why the BBC backed down, because they could see the general mood of people in the public being like, you can't be sacking them for a tweet we all agree with,
Yeah.
And then BBC are thinking, are we on the side of the lunatics? Are we the baddies? The classic, are we the baddies? So, like, yeah, sure, Gary Lineker and Ian Wright are powerful in the BBC, but like, I think they probably judge the country that like, maybe we've misjudged this one. Maybe this government is the one that's wrong, and maybe they won't be that much longer judging by this kind of outpouring of support.
It sounds like you're saying that the head of the BBC, he looked over everything. He took looked at all the tweets, and he said to himself, I'm going to have to hold this L. Major L.
Yeah.
Rare BBC L.
Yeah, it's giving desperation, Will. That's what I say.
It's giving Nazi.
It's giving Nazi. This government is giving Nazi. That's right, folks. I'm about to turn 30 and I'm losing it.
Would you like to hear Gary Lineker's statement from this morning? So Gary Lineker has been reinstated from the next match of the day as of this morning. He put a statement up on Twitter. Would you like to hear it?
Yeah, can I just say that whatever views that the last match they got, this one, just for Gary Lineker's quip at the start, it's going to have record numbers. This is actually,
through the roof.
Maybe, Will, this is a common BBCW. This is a whole big thing. It's like, the numbers are going down slightly. Let's reinvigorate it. Let's give Gary.
I've got an idea.
Just send a message. Tweet this now, and then just the tweet.
Whatever you say, boss.
Sorry, read the statement.
So his statement was, after a surreal few days, I'm delighted that we have navigated a way through this. I want to thank you all for the incredible support, particularly my colleagues at BBC Sport, for the remarkable show of solidarity. Football is a team game, but their backing was overwhelming. I've been presenting sport on the BBC for almost 3 decades, and I'm immeasurably proud to work with the best and fairest broadcaster in the world. I cannot wait to get back in the Match of the Day chair on Saturday. A final thought, however. Difficult the last few days have been, it simply doesn't compare to having to flee your home from persecution or war, or to seek refuge in a land far away. It's heartwarming to see the empathy towards their plight from so many of you. We remain a country of predominantly tolerant, welcoming and generous people. Thank you. Belter. He's won me over.
Wow. Will,
yeah, I know.
mean, this is your enemy. Yeah. But I mean, to be fair, Will, I think you're right about Gary Lineker, and I think in general, it all comes down to education and information. Education sounds a bit kind of snobby, but I just mean, being informed, because like, listen, he's obviously well informed of this because he's an adult, but he probably grew up hearing about the poor potato famine as like nothing major.
Yeah.
And that's probably why he made the joke. He's like, yeah, that was just like nothing, but this is serious. Like, they were both serious.
Yeah.
They were both very serious. It's all about knowing what you're talking about, and not fucking just spreading bullshit. Unless it's like for a cool podcast about football, then that's
we
fine.
don't have the
Then it's
platform.
cool.
But this is the thing as well, is that like the BBC kind of framed why they got rid of him as it was like, oh, we have to be impartial, we're public broadcaster, all that. But then it's like, he was criticizing the Qatar thing a lot. He said the Irish potato famine was a joke or whatever he said. Like, he said plenty of stuff that is not impartial that they've been fine about. But this one, they're like, whoa, you're out of here.
Well, that's what I mean. I think the BBC got a call from above.
Yeah, must have.
They went, please stop calling us Nazis,
Yes.
or We will be Nazis.
Yeah.
Well, no, we won't. We won't be Nazis.
I'll show you Nazis,
But don't do
Gary.
it. Yeah. That was definitely kind of like, you can't be having your presenters call us Nazis. Like, I mean, we draw the line at calling us Nazis, which, you know, I mean, right or wrong, I think I would agree.
Fair line.
You know, listen, folks, you can comment whatever you want on TikTok, but as soon as you call me a Nazi,
I'd be annoyed. I wouldn't be reading that out of Comment Corner, no.
that will not make Comment Corner if you call us a Nazi, unless it's like in a very funny way.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? So yeah, look, I look forward to match today and stealing their takes next week, Will.
He's also now, he's pretty bulletproof. I mean, like we said, in that statement, he brought up the refugee thing again. He can say whatever the fuck he likes now. What are they going to do? Do it again?
Well, like I said, unless this is a whole big brain operation by BBC, I don't think he's going to want to push it further, because, like, I mean,
Rock them.
yeah, I mean, like, he has got out of this looking better, but like at the same stage, you know, I'd say he'll give it a year before his next controversial tweet. You know, I'll let this one die down. You know, let's get through this season. You know, got the Women's World Cup, potential banana skin for a presenter. Don't say anything too sexist. Like, because remember he had that tweet about the bra nun?
Yeah.
You know, get through that, Gary. Don't be stupid. You know, let Gabby Logan do most of the heavy lifting on the World Cup. Let her take, you know, most of the heavy lifting on that one. And then, you know, new season start fresh. And then maybe this time next year, say something about, you know, nuclear weapons. Whatever tickles your fancy. You know? But Will, back. Let's keep politics out of football, shall we?
Yeah.
You know, get out
That's
of here.
enough of that.
On to Chelsea Football Club.
Yeah.
They're back, Will.
Yeah, back with a vengeance. Something that you have called a few times now, of being like, almost by surprise, anytime we look at their team, we go, fuck, they're a lot of good players.
Yeah, well, listen, you know, broke clock. I mean, I've been saying it for, like, say, a few weeks now, and they've kept on losing to Dortmund and everyone, basically. But I watched this game, the Leicester-Chelsea game. In Leicester, I thought, this could be a tough one now for Chelsea. Leicester, I suppose, have been going not great, which doesn't seem to be anything when you're playing Chelsea. You usually win.
Yeah.
And they had Madsen back. They had our boy Drewsbury Hall, snubbed by England, of course, at the World Cup.
Because of his name, I'm telling you, it wasn't cool
Yeah,
enough.
too posh. Him and Patrick Bamford, no chance, lads. They're not going to win the people over. No, I mean, it was a really good game. Like I say, I think that Chelsea team, Kovacic is back as well for them. They were playing with Enzo Hernandez and Loftus-Cheek in the middle. I think Kovacic, well, it's obviously my opinion, but I think it's fairly well held, opinion that Kovacic is better than Loftus-Cheek.
Yeah, I would say so.
He marked his return to the team with an outrageous scissor kick goal from the penalty spot.
One of several outrageous goals in this game.
Yeah, anybody who didn't catch match day highlights or any other highlights, take 2 minutes. Chelsea have a nice little package of 2 minutes.
Yeah.
All the goals, unbelievable goals.
They edited that highlight package. Like, it's 2 minutes is crazy for the amount they packed in. It's like it was made by the Mr. Beast editor team.
It's so fast. It's like action. You're not bored for a second, you know. There's not even any build-up there.
Oh, yeah.
So, the first goal, Will, Penn Chilwell, who I can't stop calling Penn Chilwell, by the way.
Yeah, me too. It's so disrespectful.
Ben Chilwell. This is now one, again, this is a classic call prediction where I see one small bit of information, and again, not tactically based, not like inside information, that I think Ben Chilwell is really good and better than Luke Shaw. And when they get him back, it'll make a huge difference. He comes back, he makes an enormous difference. He's getting goals, he's getting assists. I mean, that goal he scored was unbelievable because apparently he'd been getting booed by the Leicester faithful.
Yeah.
He played there for what, 2 years, 2 seasons?
And also, like, now, I don't know, maybe when he left, it was like he forced the move out, but I don't remember hearing that.
Chelsea offered him ridiculous money and Leicester said, thank God for that. We love money.
I've never understood that. Like, whatever, if you're like a big club and a player leaves to go to another big club, because it's like, how much money do you need? But when it's like, you're going from Leicester to Chelsea, surely the fans would be like, yeah, fair enough, I would too, mate.
Maybe it's just part of the fun of the match day, like opposing or former player boo him, you know. He didn't like it. Didn't like it one bit.
Riled him up.
Lit a fire under him. That's what it did. The ball, when you look at the goal, it's very funny because Koulibaly, like for whatever reason, is up on like the left wing position. Drops his shoulder, goes around the man, and you go, wow, this would be amazing me putting a good cross here. He doesn't. Skies it up in the air, right to the back of all the players. It comes down from such a height, and Ben Chilwell just hits it first time and rifles it past the keeper.
Yeah.
Turns around on a sixpence, runs towards Leicester fans, knee slides towards with his hands cupped behind his ears, zooming on Ben Chilwell's face, and he spits on the ground and he walks off.
Yeah. Gangster.
Just for a bit of like friendly booing of a player who used to play for us, you know? He
Greatest goal of his life.
Greatest goal of his life. And then he assisted the second goal.
Kai Havertz.
I think for Kai Havertz, I think he assisted that goal. He had a great game himself. Pasandaka scored a screamer as well. I mean, that's another, in a weird way, a plus for Chelsea, that the only goal they conceded was a ridiculous goal. It was one turnover and then one pass. Pasandaka rifles it in. The other two goals were scored by Havertz with an outrageous dink over the keeper in a very small space.
Havertz is running full speed into the box. He was right beside the keeper and he chipped him.
Just chipped him.
It was insane.
Keeper didn't even believe it. The keeper's like, no chance. He didn't put his hands up, but that's going way over. There's no way the goal's that far behind me. I think as a Premier League keeper, I know where the goal is. You know, I think I know my angles. Turns around, the goal loops in. Havertz looks like he wasn't expecting to go either, because he just follows the ball in and just picks up and goes, well, I guess we'll start again then with that one. That was mad. That put them 2-1 up. He was like, okay, well, let's go again.
I wonder, that does seem like he scored it and he was like, no, I must have been offside or something. There's no way.
Of course, because everything gets fired now. Like, yeah.
Because I did such a good run that I was in the box on my own. I must have done something wrong.
A yard further back, a yard further forward, the keeper would have either got back in time or gone over the bar. He's like, that was too perfect. There's no way that I was onside for that one. I'm getting stuck. That's what it was. Yeah, he probably thought, no way. I've seen this before.
Yeah.
And then the other one was Kovacic with the best goal of the game. I mean, I think it was Havertz who went down the right, turned another bad ball in. Mudryk, like, pedaling backward, managed to head it back in towards an area, just an area.
Yeah.
In comes Kovacic in the squad for Loftus-Cheek. I mean, a serious upgrade. I think everyone would agree. Scissor kicks it in. Doesn't head it. Doesn't like try and take a touch. Goes, I'm going to scissor kick this bitch. And then fucking straight in. Unbelievable game. Unbelievable goal. And there's so many other chances and saves and hit the post.
Yeah. There's about 4 wonder saves. There's about 5 times the ball hit the crossbar. Amazing game.
Game of the round, for sure.
Yeah.
Not that was very hard. I mean, there wasn't many other good games.
No.
As you mentioned, Richarlison inspired his Spurs side to a victory. Kane with 2 more goals, Will. I think that puts him on to 20 now.
He's having an amazing season, but still, it doesn't feel like it for some reason.
Because none of his goals have meant a single fucking thing.
Yeah.
I mean, Haaland scored as well at the weekend. He got a penalty. Panaland scored a penalty.
Yeah. Perling Paaland.
There we go. Perling Paaland is good. Perling Haaland. Anyways, he scored. That puts him on 28.
Something mad like that. Yeah.
I think 28.
Usually the number like star strikers finished the season on. He's around there.
He's on 28. Kane on 20. It's not inconceivable, Will. He goes through dry patch and Kane steps it up, makes a push for 4th. It would be funny though, to be fair. And it wouldn't really be funny. But I mean, just as a, I'm using my journalistic hat right now, Will. As a neutral. Just because, maybe I'm not. Maybe it is an Arsenal hat. I don't know. But if, just say in this scenario, right? Man City win the league. Haaland gets a lot of goals. Kane catches him. They finish 4th, we'll say. They share the golden boot. Harry Kane is forced to accept a joint golden boot with the guy they got instead of him, who has also won the league this year. And he's like, I literally scored as many goals as him, but he's won the league. Why, like, that would be...
What else can I do? That does sound like... Now, that sounds realistic. That sounds like something that happened to Harry Kane.
That sounds like a cruel way for him to... And then, like, from then on, he just never recovers. Never recovers from that. That's like, it's like 6-7 goals, and he doesn't break the record. He misses out by like 20 goals, and he's like 41, still like playing with like Wrexham because they're up there now. He's like, I just need to get like 40 more goals like Harry. It's It's you are close, and you're second. You're by a mile second, but you're not going to catch him.
Yeah.
He's like, fucking Haaland. Oh, fucking Haaland. That's how I see Harry Kane screaming.
Damn you, Charlie.
Yeah. Charlie Kane murdered today. No, but again, that scenario would mean Arsenal losing, so that wouldn't be great, you know. And it wouldn't be great for Charlie Kane either, so I wouldn't want that to happen. It's just a thing I thought of. It's just something I thought of.
It's something you're workshopping.
It's just a scenario. Just I don't know how I could use that in any other form other than me saying it right now. So I just said it, you know.
Yeah.
Anyways, what else do we have? Will Casemiro? He's plummeting in my transfer of the season ranking. Sent off again.
I mean, I've never seen such an unlucky man in the last few weeks. He went from 0 red cards in about 10 million games in La Liga to 2 in his last 3 Premier League games, both of which pretty contentious. I mean, like the throttling one, fair enough, you can't be doing it, but it was a very, very light-hearted throttling.
Okay.
we all agree.
let's throttling apologists right now.
But no, this one was very unlucky. He got the ball, his foot
over the ball,
bounced
Will.
up.
His foot bounced,
ball.
freakishly bounced over the ball after getting it onto the leg.
If
We'll say
if the ball's not there, his foot's not that high.
If the ball's not there, he's in serious trouble. Will he's banned for a lot more than
He's
just
trying
one
to kill
game.
a man. Yeah. No, it was just unfortunate because when you get the yellow and then the game's about to go on, and then VAR goes, actually, I've had another look at that. It's a red now. That's hard to take.
Look, all I'll say, Will, it's becoming a more and more common Casemiro L.
Yeah.
After a series of dubs, he's holding a lot of L's recently, right?
Yeah.
And he's down the ranking.
Yeah, I mean, especially the best thing that could have happened to the man who's now top of the transfer ranking, Paulinho, is Fulham got hammered by Arsenal while he wasn't on the pitch.
Yeah.
And I think if he's on the pitch, it might be like 1-0, 2-0 even. But 3-0 in one half, Paulinho's not letting that happen.
No, you'd think not. But yeah, it just showed how much they miss him. Yeah. The only thing is, though, Will, I remember he played against us, against Ireland. Remember that? They decided we're going to play all the attacking players and let's say Paulinho.
One guy who can defend for all of the other 10 men.
Yeah. So he's not Superman, right?
Yeah.
But look, they lost to Arsenal, so they continue on. It's kind of a routine one for them at home that season. But this is what I want. I just want them to win easily. I don't even want to watch the game. You know, I just want them to know that they're winning. City barely beat Crystal Palace, was it?
Crystal Palace, yep.
They beat Crystal Palace with a last minute penalty. Did you see the penalty?
I actually didn't. I didn't see it at that game at all. Again, because they're so far down the table now, it feels like.
Well, it was one of those ones where Man City are playing the ball and Gundogan has it and he has it in the box and he draws some players and he plays it out. And I want to say it was Elise who went over to him, tried to close him down, stood on his toe, just caught his toe. Gundogan's both feet went up in the air and he went down the ground. Look, it's a penalty. He stood on his foot in the box. You know, that was like very late in the game. Haaland scores us 1-0.
Yeah.
Job done. Get out of here. So look, they go on. They put the pressure on Arsenal still. Another team, we thought maybe they'll make a push for fourth. You know, maybe this is a turning point. Liverpool, they lost to Bournemouth in mad fashion. I mean, mad considering last week, really.
Yeah. But I mean, I was thinking this, like, you know, the way after a final, sometimes players have like a bit of a hangover. It's like, oh, they're not looking as good as they did a few days ago.
Yeah.
I mean, it must be tough to you've just beat Man United 7-0 in Anfield. It must be tough to be like, all right, lads, Bournemouth now. It's like, Bournemouth?
Yeah.
What are they going to do? It's so tough to go back, I think.
I'll tell you what they're going to do. They're going to put 10 men behind the ball and you won't know how to break them down, which is what happened.
Yeah, if only Man United had a thought at any stage of that game. Maybe we try that.
Yeah, I mean, it does kind of make my theory, my half-baked theory of Man United should just stop attacking so much. You know, it does seem like that's what the issue was. Because I mean, Bournemouth were trying to do what Liverpool did to Man United. They were like, we'll sit back, we'll catch you in the break, and we'll score the one of them, and you won't be able to break us down. And I don't know. I mean, it is very tough to break a team down when they're sitting behind them. But Liverpool have seemed to have lost all the ability to do that. It's like when they won the league, when they're fighting against City all those years, it wasn't like teams weren't sitting back behind them then either. Like they were doing the exact same thing, but
they could do it all then. But they had like Mane and Firmino in his prime and all that. I mean, now, like, I don't think Núñez is the guy to be unlocking a defense like that. Like, he's unbelievable getting in behind, but I just don't think he's like the tricky cut inside, lay it off guy.
No, him or Gapco, like they're both like physical specimens. Like they are like rapid and strong and tall, and they will like hammer the ball in like on the break. But Mane, Firmino, that kind of intricate passing you need to get by those kind of teams. Yeah, that's what you need against the weaker teams, because they're just like Bournemouth did defend. Listen, Bournemouth played well. I'm not saying that Bournemouth like just parked the bus and they had nothing about them. They did play well. Billings got a good goal. They should have had a second one as well. Dango Outara, with I think one of my favorite names in the league right now.
Yeah, great.
Dango. And on the back of the line, it just says, on the back of his line, the back of his jersey says Dango. So Dango Outara, he had a chance there to score. He got the assist for the goal as well. So he was very good. I think Bournemouth are decent. They're off the bottom now as well with that win. But yeah, I mean, the biggest thing for Liverpool is that Salah missed a penalty. And it was, I don't know if you saw the penalty, but the ball was coming in and it was Jota at the back post. Great leap on him. And it was, I forget who it was now, the back. The right back, Adam Smith, the right back. Mm-hmm. It kind of just went over his head, and it looked like he raised his arm to like, I better stop the guy who's definitely behind me. I'll just put an arm across him. But as it was, Jota headed the ball into his hand. Yeah. So it was like, I could see, I knew he was trying to do. He was just trying to put an arm across there, just trying to impede a little, and it turned out they handballed. Yeah. He didn't mean to handball it, but anyway, they got the penalty. Salah puts it like probably a yard wide on the left side. It was like really bad. Yeah. Wasn't even close. No one even came up and don't worry about that. Yeah.
Fucking hell, where's the Salah from 4 days ago?
We're a goal down, man. Like,
we need you to score that.
We just smacked it off the crossbar, So yeah, that's a serious, damper in their hopes of getting top four, especially when United drawn. Yeah. But then you had Newcastle beating Wolves 2-1. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think. After watching that game, I can't see it now. Yeah. Like, but after the United game, it was like, these lads are still good. But I think it's not that they're not good, but it's that ability to break a team down. Like Firmino and Mane, that was what they were so good. They could do both. Yeah. Mane could run like the pitch, but he could also play past Firmino and Salah, unlock defenses. I just don't see them doing that with the players they have. Maybe if they played Jota more. Yeah. But I mean, all respect to Jota, I don't think he's Mane. I think he's really, really good, but I think Mane was something special for them. Yeah.
I would say, like, I do think it'll be tough for Liverpool over the next while because, like, they could beat any of the top teams, again, who don't sit back. The ones that go at them, they can go at them and they can win all of those games. But, I mean, the table at the moment, there is 5 points between 20th and 12th. Not one of those teams is going to try against Liverpool. They're all going to be like, a point to be amazing here, boys. Yeah. So it's going to be a lot of parking the bus, I would imagine they're going to come up against.
What are the next fixtures, actually?
Their next games are Real Madrid, Man City, Chelsea, Arsenal.
They might go on a run, Will.
They might go on a run. And then they've got Leeds, Forest, West Ham, Tottenham.
Well, the way West Ham are playing, I'd say they'll probably sit back on them. Tottenham, also because it's Conte, will sit back on them. But they always beat Tottenham.
Yeah. Because it feels like Tottenham as well. Tottenham do sit back a lot against teams, but they're not the best at it. So it usually works against them. Like,
yeah, well, I mean, honestly, that fixture looks good for Liverpool there. Maybe they might go on a run here, yes. But not that they haven't beaten bad teams this year either. So it's not like, I think Bournemouth, honestly, maybe it just took a while to figure out what they were doing there. Irishman, of course, as the manager, Gary O'Neill, I think. Might cut that.
I'll Google it before.
So yeah, look, the Bournemouth are going well. They're off the bottom now. But yeah, not the best result for Liverpool. But I'd say, you know what, forget our Bournemouth, Will. Think about Real Madrid. That's coming down the line tomorrow, is it?
I think it's Wednesday.
So when this comes out, maybe tomorrow. But yeah, that's tomorrow, That's a big one because they're not going to win the league, Real Madrid. That's all Barcelona's. Unless, Will.
Yeah.
Unless, Will. Something like, I don't know, justice happens.
Yeah, unless there was some huge monumental shift in football, such as, I'll just read this headline I have up here. Barcelona charged with corruption in court for payments made to former referee. Some very strong accusations have been made against Barcelona is the subheading. Very strong.
Now, look, they probably won't get stripped of the title this year. Well, they probably won't get stripped of this year's title this year, but maybe in a few years when this, makes its way through the appropriate systems, they might retrospectively strip Rafinha of his La Liga medal. I don't know.
I don't know if you saw there was some scandal this week within the La Liga due to this. So 18 of the teams in La Liga had written a letter basically being like, this is a joke, you need to fucking take Barcelona down and punish them for this. Do you know what one team did not join in the initial letter?
Rayo Blanco.
Real Madrid. Because the two CEOs of both clubs are still pushing for that Super League thing, if you remember. So they're like, oh, fuck, we're kind of, it's us against everyone. But yesterday, Real Madrid put out an infamous comunicado oficial of saying they too join in the other 18 teams in the league who are now condemning Barcelona. So it's everyone against Barcelona now. Do you want to know some details of the case? I have it here.
I would like to know some details of the case, yes.
So, in an official opening of its inquiry into the Negreira affair, Barcelona has criticised...
Will, enough of your personal life.
Barcelona have been criticised due to payments made to referees. The probe will encompass the 2-year period from 2016 to 2018. However, it is suspected that from 2001 to 2018, the club gave Jose Maria Enriquez Negreira, a former deputy of the Technical Committee of Referees, about €7 million. However, the integrity of their sport has also been questioned. Barca maintains that they were interested primarily in referee season stats. So they're saying, hey, we were just getting some numbers off them, that's all. That's all the 7 million quid was, whom?
So they're claiming that they were just wanted his match notes after the game.
Yeah, kind of like, I don't know, like how many yellow cards did we get, I guess?
So he was on like the board of like...
He was the head of the board of referees. And they paid him €7 million from 2001 to 2018. Which, and the only reason this probe goes from 16 to 18 is because that is the statute of limitations. It only goes as far back as 16. If you were cheating before then, too bad. You've gotten away with it.
So still though, from 2016 to now.
To now, basically. Well, no, they're investigating 16 to 18. I assume maybe that guy retired after that or something like that. But that's the latest date, is 2018.
Fucking hell. But I mean, it does kind of, I don't know if there's a jury involved, but I mean, for me, that would be kind of damning to know, like.
Well, do you want to know what Negreira offered to Barcelona at some stage during this investigation? Negreira offered to assist with VAR.
Assist with the VAR? Like explaining what VAR is?
I assume so, but I assume it actually means, hey, I'll give them nothing if I'm in the VAR room, mate.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
That's yeah. I mean, that's a great... That's incredible accusations. Jesus, 7 million quid over 16 years for like just stats that you can get probably on the league website, similar to the Premier League website.
Surely every other club would be spending that exact money then. Like,
well,
how are you the only one?
It's just like, how long have the stats? Like, I mean, what? And is it even legal to get the stats off? Like, what referee gave what yellows to which players? I mean, that's like kind of surely for the referee's integrity. It's like, okay, I don't need to be scrutinized by one of the most powerful two clubs in the league. when did I get my yellow cards, or what minute of the game would I most like to give you a yellow card? I mean, that's not even that's probably not the what happened, obviously.
But if
like,
that was,
if that's your defense, it's like, well, that's still wrong. That's still like a massive abuse of your power and money. Like,
yeah, and it's interesting because Gavi, obviously a student of Pep, put out an unbelievably similar quote to what Pep did just a few weeks ago about Man City.
Oh yeah,
he said, "I always want to win. I always want to win, but fairly. If I ever thought we were cheating, I'd have gone home."
No way.
Exact
Pep
same.
write that for him. Fucking hell. Pep, watch I say. Watch I say. They're on my ass. We're caught. We're fucked. We're fucked.
So interesting to see what comes of that. Now, like everything in football, either nothing will come of it or something will come of it in like fucking 20 years' time. I wouldn't think this is going to be any day now thing.
Yeah, I mean, look, we give out to the Italians for constantly being corrupt, but at least they're catching them.
They get it done.
At least they're catching them and punishing them. It's happening in other leagues as well, but nothing ever seems to, come of it. Now, look, we could be wrong. Time will tell. Maybe Barcelona will be relegated from the Liga. I'm sure they'd do that in their own interest. I'm sure. I'm sure that's going to happen to Barcelona. Yeah, just Real Madrid's league from now on. Like that's yeah. But we'll go out on a limb and say that nothing's going to happen to Barcelona, and they're probably going to sign Martinelli in the summer. That's more than likely that this one's going to play out. Yeah. Well, look, Will, that was a great episode, I think.
Yeah.
I wish there was more.
Once the pauses are cut away.
Well, cut that too, because I was leading up to the pitch on. That was a great episode, Will.
Yep.
I wish there was more. I wish I could
too.
listen to more. I wish there was just some way that like lads could just find it in their schedules to put the lads. Oh no, it's me.
We'll go again.
That was a great episode, Will.
It sure was.
I just wish there was more. I'm a greedy bastard, and I wish there was more.
Well, don't say that.
Well, thankfully, Will, there is more for all you greedy bastards out there who want more and more and more, who can't get enough of us.
You take.
Want to milk us dry or bleed us dry. There is. Listen, we started off, we tried to be too clever, Will.
Yeah.
We broke our first rule. No nonsense.
Yeah.
Get it out. Clear it. Don't be clever. Don't set up the next attack. Just get it out. Rosy if necessary. That's what we're all about here. We tried to set up on Buzzsprout, our provider. They're offering a service that we could do a subscription-based one. Yeah. You can't listen to the episodes. You can upload there. People can pay us, but you can't listen to the episodes. So
it's like a fucking maze on the internet to try and find the episode.
And listen, I had never heard of Buzzsprout before Will brought to me and said we should upload on this one. Okay, grand. So I mean, for people to actually pay to a site they'd never heard of and then not be able to get the episodes. I mean, I don't know if you watched the documentary on Netflix, Will, about Bernie Madoff. I mean, it's almost like that. It's like a big Ponzi scheme. Give us the money and we'll get those episodes to you any day now. So listen, apologies to the subscribers.
Yes.
You've all been like amazing to sign up, and this is such a embarrassing thing to have to do.
Yeah, so quickly.
So immediately fucking up in a major way. With people's money. With people's actual money. I'm so... But look,
you've all been contacted. You know the
we've contacted pretty much all of you, I think. And if you listen to this one, hopefully this is an extra little bit of contact. Get in touch if needs be. But anyway, who signed up, you'll be totally refunded, and you'll be getting a free month for the next subscription based episodes. The upshot is we're leaving Buzzsprout and we're going to Patreon.
You might have heard of it.
You may have heard of Patreon. You may even have the app on your phone. That'd be handy, wouldn't it?
Yeah. So the episodes, all the bonus. So. If you didn't know, you subscribe. It's now a $5 a month, not $6.50 like it was on Buzzsprout, because that was the limit.
Yeah,
it's a $5 a month. You'll get a bonus podcast every week of After the Nonsense, where we talk everything but football. You'll get some bonus European episodes or midweek football ones that we wouldn't have got around to otherwise. And now with Patreon, You go to patreon.com/no-nonsense-pod. Everything is there. You subscribe there. All the episodes are there. You can download them from the site or on the app. You can listen through that, download through that. So it's easy breezy.
Easy stuff. And yeah, again, apologies to anybody who signed up to the Buzzsprout thing. It's a hassle. I know we're reimbursing you and we're giving you a little bit of incentive to sign up again, to put your bank details in a second time for two idiots on the internet. A second time, give us your bank details. I mean, it's so. Anyways, look, and thank you for your support. And anybody who hasn't signed up already, give it
Now's
a go.
the time. Now it actually makes sense.
Now we're on a real website where you can actually get the stuff. And
and then we've all of our bonus stuff also gets archived there, so nothing will be lost. So if you only subscribe now, I think there's 7 episodes of After the Nonsense. There's a European episode as well. There's about, I'd say, 3 or 4 hours worth of content up there already, and I'll keep going up and up and up. So
we'll have another After Nonsense this week, and we'll have another Champions League extravaganza where we watch Liverpool come back from 5-2 somehow. Get our reactions to that, So look, we're giving it a go. This is Will, the old college tribe, because there has been obstacles. There has been, the easy thing to do, refund the people and say, forget it. Let's just not do it. We're doing it again. We're back doing it again. So yeah, hopefully we get it right this time. And if you want to check us out on Patreon, support the show. I've said it a couple of times on the paid episodes. We are going to get an AI voice.
That's where the money's going first.
That's the first purchase with the Patreon money. We get subscription to that AI voice thing and do some really labored bits on the show. So
if you want to support that, again, patreon.com/no-nonsense-pod. The link will be in the description to every episode.
Yeah. So you know what? We'll see you next week for the non-subscribers, but for the ultras who have subscribed, you will be reimbursed, and we will see you for After Nonsense directly after this, and we will see you for Champions League episode this week as well. So that's it for this week, folks, and we'll see you next week.
Godspeed.
No, honestly, that is nonsense. Nonsense. All nonsense.
They say many garbage things.
You don't know what you're gonna get.
Melodrama upon melodrama. This is a shameful, disgraceful piece of nonsense.
Receives, balls off the yesterday.
You'll learn a lot more if you listen rather than talk all the
Plenty of
time.
time, no problem.